Alright, let's chop up a unique dish.
Here.
Okay. Let's see, there should be one on the road.
You have my deep ears a little.
Yeah, it's like when everyone gets their rewards at the same time. Okay, Margarita was supposed to be here too, I think. Okay, there's Kyrie. I must say, Kyrie, I'm impressed. You've grown much more dependable since I saw you last. You're too kind. I only got this far thanks to all the help and support Count Altheim and my companions have given me. There's no need to be so modest, Kyrie. You have grown to be as capable a young man as any the Empire has ever seen. It's true, Kyrie, though I personally wish you would stay the same adorable boy forever. Here, not a business. I was hoping to ask about recent developments in the art world, as the good Count has his finger on the pulse of such matters. I've already acquired some choice intel regarding Ortis, and thought this might be a fine opportunity to pull our knowledge. I have some information about what's going on around Leeves and Titus Gate. Do you mind if I join you? By all means, but let's continue this discussion in my office, shall we? And I'll make you all some herb tea, so you can relax and have an enjoyable chat. What are you doing in the kitchen? Your name was Freddy, was it not? Well, Freddy, you've lived to rumors and then some. I'm very impressed by your knowledge of rare ingredients. Please, I'm the impressed one, Margarita. Your understanding of food is incredible, but your cooking club pedigree should have tipped me off. Freddy and Margarita. Are you two cooking together? That's right, the family here had been taking care of Kyrie, so I thought I'd stop by and thank them for that. Turns out I popped my head in right when some Old Forest graduates were visiting. We all got to talking, and well, since no one had eaten yet, I figured I'd whip something up to show my appreciation. And that sounded like such a marvelous idea, I decided to pitch in as well. Presenting my and Freddy's splendorific, harmonious passion meat platter. There's plenty to go around if you want some too. Oh boy, passion meat. Whatever it is, if these two made it, it's bound to be an experience. A dangerous unselling one. Or sorry, but we'll have to pass. We don't have time to eat right now. But don't worry about us. You guys go ahead and enjoy that with the others. Well, if you say so. Perhaps another time. Do you have any edible spiders in the pantry? No, what about soft-shelled turtles? I could scarcely believe the things they asked. When I told them we had none of those things, they looked utterly crestfallen. They eventually conceded that they could make do with what they had in hand. To be frank, at that point I was growing apprehensive of what they might concoct, even with only normal, common ingredients. Let's just say I'm distressingly familiar with your pain.
You've got good taste. Come on, give it a try.
Dark red sludge.
Oh my!
Yes, give me that unity. Okay, here's a weird optional conversation about the curse. Lord Dendere, this Charles has some gall, keeping me waiting for so long, but you, maid, you've really crossed the line. You klutz, what kind of maid spills tea all over a guest and then tries to remove their trousers? Am I to stay here in just my undergarments? I'm terribly sorry, sir. It's just that the tea was so hot, I thought you might scald your, noble nevers if you kept the wet trousers on. Bring me a towel, you witless wench. This is ridiculous. Right, a towel. Why didn't I think of that? Just a moment, sir. Less talking, more toweling. Arg, how maddening. With that naive boy Charles left in charge, this is my chance to finally seize my neighbor's land. With my 50,000 Mira trousers stained like this, there's no way I'll be able to pull this heist off. I'll have to come back some other day. I can sense the curse affecting this noble. The curse cannot win against spilled tea, huh? Sir, would it be helpful if I get you a bandage? Oh, nice. I can get you some ice from the kitchen. Just bring me a towel, you loquacious loon. Lord Dendere is a pushy fellow. To think he would come here to confront me in person. As if my lord declining his offer wasn't clear enough. Izzy shouldn't have let him pass the main gate, and now he's here and he won't leave before speaking with you. What do you want to do with him, Charles? Let me think. He wouldn't have made this journey just to reiterate his original offer. He must be scheming something. I wish there was an easy way out of this. You're with the Black Rabbit and the red-haired hares. We've been informed to keep an eye on your actions should you visit again. Ask that you show proper respect when meeting with Marquis Ballad. Yes, we understand. Sorry about what happened. Hello there, everyone. I presume you've come here because you have some business with Marquis Ballad. The Imperial Defense Force isn't monitoring him much, and Marquis Ballad can do as he likes. There are so many problems. Everything is just a mess. It's enough to make me go mad. All these fake doors. Everything's so much better now that the horrid Imperial Defense Force is gone. Hey, now that I've gotten a good look at you, aren't you the Ashen Chevalier? Your hair and outfit, what happened? Well, where do I begin? I can see from your face you've had to tell the same story a lot. What matters most is that you're well. I heard from Mr. Salson that the Master is alright. I don't suppose you know where Master Patrick is. Patrick, he helped us at Ortis. No, I'm afraid I don't have any detailed information on this location. Sorry about that. Oh, no, it's my bad. It was wrong of me to ask. I worry so much over him, even though he's no longer a child. The only thing I can do is wait and pray for his safe return. Thank you for your help, Ashen Chevalier. Vantage Masters. We're relieved that the Imperial Defense Force is gone. Now, to decide who to cozy up with. Siding with the government will only mean I become a puppet to their whims when the war is over. And yet, the decrepit nobility has no hope of standing against them. He seemed troubled, great Uncle Ballad. Mildeen, you should know burden to eavesdrop. That goes for the rest of you too. Our apologies, we just happened to overhear you as we came in. Whatever, I just arrived at an impasse and thinking about what to do anyway. That aside, are those Vantage Master cards sticking out of your pocket? Ah, yes, they are. Sorry about that. You're a cheeky one, stopping to play games while on the run from the authorities. And yet, what better time to unwind in this era of chaos? Today's your lucky day. I will deign to grace you with the honor of facing me in the match of Vantage Masters. Your lordship also plays Vantage Masters? But of course, the nobility are well-versed in games of all sorts. I can already picture the anguish of defeat creasing your brow. Do try to put up an entertaining fight regardless. I'll try my best.
I'll teach you a thing or two.
How does he keep getting tails? Sealed already? Oh, good. Attack this. Seal you.
Inconceivable!
Very conceivable. A new recruit's life is just train, eat, sleep, and repeat. I can't cope with this kind of life without anything to entertain me, so I got a novel. I fall asleep every time I start reading, though. There's no chance I'm going to read it, so you guys can have it. Rean 9. Thanks. Nine of Swords. My mother died soon after I was born. From that point, it was just me, my older brother, and our dad. As far back as I can remember, my dad was a monster. He took the mirror Mom left us and used it entirely for himself, spending each day drinking it away. He made no effort to put it to good use to do anything that might help our family, and when he was in a bad mood, what little safe haven we had was violently wrested away. My brother acted more like a parent to me than Dad ever did, where at home or out somewhere else, he always protected me. I really hated that house, but I always felt like it was bearable when he was there by my side. Those days didn't last for long, however. I was still quite young when the household ran out of money and Dad decided to put us to work. There weren't many options for a child that earned much mira, though, and even between my brother and I, our income barely made a scratch in the mounting debt. One day, my brother vanished and Dad announced he had let him spread his wings. In other words, he had abandoned him. It was at that point that I stopped thinking of that monster as my family. Even in such an awful situation, I still held on to the idea that my brother would come back to me one day. That meant my only option was to stay there until he did. 3 long years later, I finally received a letter from him. He wrote that he was in a miserable place, but that he was managing to stay alive. I was able to send him a reply via the same method, thrilled to have a connection with him once again. I eventually found out he was being forced to work as a killer for a shadowy society called the Organization. The things he said he had to do were awful, inhuman. Just from reading his words, I could feel his pain as though it was my own. He said the Organization was nightmarishly strict and it was only thanks to his partner he was able to send me letters in the first place. But what if they find out? My brother wrote a lot about his partner, describing him as a true friend, almost like a younger brother. This was the only topic I saw when I saw his topic where I saw his writing soften, where he seemed happy. Naturally, I found myself wanting to meet this person, but that was impossible and I knew it. I couldn't even meet with my own sibling, let alone his partner in some secret assassin cabal. We had continued exchanging letters like this for some time, but even that came to an end. The household ran out of Mira again and I knew what was coming. I could tell it would soon be my turn to leave. I wrote my brother telling him as much. He wrote back telling me he and his partner had decided to escape the Organization. I could sense from his words just how resolved he was to do it. He followed his declaration with a promise to come for me, to get me out of that hellhole of a home. What followed, however, at the very end of his letter was a grim note. If this escape somehow ends in failure, I'm going to prioritize my partner's life over my own. If it comes down to it, I'll sacrifice everything to make sure he at least gets out of here. You can trust him. If anything happens, you can rely on him to help. That was the last letter I ever received from him. In the end, he never came back for me, and our dad kicked me out. Just as I thought he would. He had become a slovenly mess. From the look of it, he had gotten himself addicted to some especially nasty substances, the kind that tend to quickly drain one's finances. He knew they were destroying him physically as well, but I had stopped caring long ago. I was done with that disgusting scumbag I once called my dad. I used an intermediary to secure an opportunity to join the Organization. It was right as I was entering training that I learned of my brother's death. I was told he was killed by his own partner. It was then that my world began to fall apart. I threw myself headlong into my training, not thinking of anything else. I was distraught and trying to escape reality however I could. I ignored everyone around me and even myself. I let my soul slip into hibernation and fully assumed the role of one of the Organization's tools. During the day, I would follow orders, not thinking for myself. But then night would come and I'd have nothing to distract me. My mind would be tormented by thoughts of my brother's passing. The realization that I was now truly alone in the world shook me, as did the notion that my hands would soon be irreversibly stained with blood. Once the fear set in, there was no escaping it, and I gradually lost the ability to sleep properly. The body does have a limit, of course, and I eventually fall unconscious for about an hour a night. 2 if I was really lucky, but it wasn't sleep, not really. It was far too shallow for me to physically or mentally recover much. And what little rest I did get was plagued with nightmares. Even after I had woken up, those bizarre horrid sensations remained. A year passed like this with no improvement whatsoever. Despite that, I was able to graduate from the factory in an exceptionally fast pace. That was when I finally had a chance to meet him. The boy who had fought alongside my brother as his partner. He had just finished his own re-education, a consequence of betraying the organization. As fate would have it, we were assigned as partners. He was the one who had stolen my brother from me, so I was resolved to despise him from the moment we met. I quietly kept a close eye on him, observing each and every one of his movements. Before long, though, something unexpected happened. Perhaps all my pent-up fear and exhaustion had finally boiled over. Perhaps it was just my instincts telling me the truth I had been ignoring. Whatever the reason, one day we were out on a mission and I found myself able to sleep when I was next to him. I mean actually sleep. Deeply and soundly for the first time in an entire year. There was something about his presence that gave me a sense of security. It wasn't unlike how I remembered feeling being next to my brother, strangely enough. When I woke up from this much-needed rest, so many things came rushing back. Suddenly, without warning, I found myself bawling. And as those tears came pouring out, the chains that had sealed away my heart slowly began to loosen. I started feeling human again. I could feel my emotions for the first time in what felt like an eternity. As soon as he saw me crying, the boy quickly came over to console me. But that just made me sob harder. I quickly discovered my new partner was really was the person my brother wrote so fondly about. Blunt and a little awkward, but overall a deeply kind person and a very thoughtful partner. Despite being shackled to the organization and forced to kill for years, he had yet to fully surrender his humanity. He did seem to be bearing a great sorrow, one far more intense than anything my brother had described. I could tell he wasn't the kind of person capable of betraying and murdering a friend to ensure his own survival. Given my brother's letter, it wasn't hard to work out what had really happened. After making their escape, the two were backed into a corner, and their prospects were grim. Rather than both of them being killed, it was better that at least one of them survived. The only way for that to happen was for one to kill the other, to gain forgiveness in the eyes of their organization. My brother knew his partner would reject the idea outright, and that even if he did accept it, he would insist on playing the part of sacrifice. I was absolutely sure of that much. That's why my brother ended up feigning betrayal in order to get his partner to fight back and ultimately kill him. It was a plan that would spare his partner's life, but also scar him in the only way an unexpected betrayal could. From that point on, being near him was the only way I was able to feel secure enough to sleep. And sleep I did every chance I got. Midday during our missions. If there was even the slightest opportunity, I was out like a light. After all, I needed to catch up on the year of rest I had been robbed of. It was a truly surprising turn of events for me to say the least. I soon learned that the boy was tormented by constant nightmares. I imagined an incident where my brother played a big role. There were many moments where I saw how he was suffering and I wanted to tell him the truth, but I always stopped myself at the last second, telling myself the time wasn't right. Our missions occasionally called for performances of a sort to deceive onlookers. He was always pretty terrible at it. It was hard to say why exactly that was, though. His movements were fine enough, as were his facial expressions. The factory emphasized all those things in his teaching, so he had received ample instruction there. It was just that he always seemed to overdo things, or drastically underdo them. I wonder if it may have something to do with the unshakable seriousness he always seemed to have about him. It could be a real problem sometimes, even to the point where he would become more of a liability than an asset. Any onlooker with half a brain would be able to tell something was less than genuine about his performances. I came to the conclusion he was just naturally bad deceiving others. That's why I had to keep my plans from him, to prevent his terrible poker face from giving us away. He'd been earnestly working on an escape route for a very long time. I of course understood the immense difficulty of his task and why he had to keep it to himself. Still, it made me a bit sad that he never spoke to me about it. He was in a precarious position given that the organization still had its doubts about him. I wasn't about to do anything to put him at risk, of course, but shaky acting alone could very well have led to the organization seeing through his carefully laid scheme. If that happened, it would be the end of him, no question about that. The situation hadn't quite reached that point yet, but I knew it was only a matter of time before it did. After the Haldor Barn mission had wrapped up, I went to make my report. The man I reported to had an aura unlike anything I've ever felt. It was the evil bastard who managed the two of us, the organization's overseer, the Emperor. He was the one forcing us to kill. His face was always obscured by a robe, but it failed to mask the malice that overflowed from him. That day he had a quiet, deadly exuberance about him, like a hawk that had locked onto his prey. There was no mistaking it. I knew he had caught onto my partner. He knew he intended to betray the organization again. I knew he would gleefully purge him when the time came, and that time was getting closer with each passing day. That's how things were going to be, I told myself. I would just have to get ahead of them and put my own plan into motion. The Emperor's intentions were obvious. Aware of the cruel history my partner and I shared, he had made us partners in a bid to slowly push me toward revenge. He knew I'd eventually break and sell my partner out, forcing him to go through another bitter betrayal. The Emperor was looking forward to watching it all unfold. We're both tools of the organization and the personal playthings of the Emperor's. So I decided to give him exactly what he wanted to see. Once I finished my mission report, I told the Emperor of my partner's intent to betray the organization. I then shared my plan to lure him to a specific place, where I would then eliminate him. I gave a detailed explanation, making it as enticing as possible for the Emperor. It was easy enough to gain his consent. Even with his face hidden under his cowl, he could hardly contain the excitement in his voice over the coming slaughter. The laugh that escaped his throat was a sound so vile, it still haunts me to this day. Later that evening, my partner arrived at the designated location, the base of a hill deep in the mountains. At first, he was horribly shaken by the realization that he'd been betrayed again. When he learned who my brother was, though, his face changed. I watched his surprise turn to despair, which in turn shifted to absolute acceptance of his fate. The call what I saw heart-wrenching didn't do it justice. I focused my efforts on giving him the most vicious glare possible, one equal parts mocking and murderous. I came up with the foulest, most malicious thing I could bear to say, trying to cut him deep as possible. After all, the Emperor was standing right next to me, and if I was to be convincing, I couldn't afford even the slightest hesitation. I stepped forward. I was going to eliminate him. I shifted closer to my partner in order to facilitate my wire attacks, or so I made it appear. My true objective was to put some distance between myself and the Emperor. Once I had my wires around his neck, the battle was as good as over. From there, I knew I could end his life with a flick of a finger. This is the end. I meant those words from the bottom of my heart. A transparent cord ran through the center of the web of wires under my control. Manipulating this cord allowed me to set up a chain reaction that twisted it into a complex spiral shape I would often use to trap distant foes during missions. Fully focused on watching his toys in the throes of bloodthirsty vengeance, it was the Emperor who had relaxed his guard the most. Right at the climax of our battle, I seized the opportunity, and with perfect timing, I was able to ensnare the unwilling Emperor, leaving him shackled and immobile. The key was the transparent cord. It may not have had the same cutting power as my metal wires, but was more than twice as strong. Even so, I couldn't count on it to hold the Emperor for long. Without a moment's delay, I summoned all my strength to pull on another cord. A low rumble sounded out, and a section of the rocky hill collapsed, dropping a torrent of rubble below. I had taken my time to find the perfect location, one brittle bedrock that I could have break away on cue. The stones roared and tumbled in a huge wave, hurtling down toward the Emperor. In the middle of it all was a boulder more than 10 arch across. Time seemed as slow as it fell directly at the Emperor's head. The thunder of the rock slide drowning out all other sound. Finally, it all came crashing down. The aftermath looked as though a catastrophic earthquake had just taken place. The Emperor had taken a direct hit from a massive boulder. There's no way he could have survived that. But what if he has plot stamina? Even if he had somehow had it, he was now buried alive. My partner looked on in confusion, still processing what had just happened. S, I cried out, finally able to use the name I prefer to call him by. I ran over to him and buried my head in his chest. This was where I felt the most safe, by his side. I nuzzled up against him, holding him tight, never wanting to let him go. I never hugged him before then. I'd always been too afraid to do so. I'm sorry I said those horrible things, I sobbed. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you the truth. There was so much more to explain, but those were the things I wanted to say to them the most. Even though he was still reeling from everything that had just happened, he was still kind enough to hold me close and try to calm me down. 9. Where in the world? Before I could finish a sentence, something I never predicted happened. The small mountain of fallen rocks and boulders shifted slightly. Pebbles began to ride up into the air. It was slow but unmistakable. What's happening? Dumbfounded, all we could do is look on in confusion. Is this some kind of space element art? There's no way, I mused aloud. No, that didn't seem right. Perhaps it was some kind of device that functioned the same way as an airship's anti-gravity components. I didn't understand what was happening. I just sat there staring blankly, my mind racing for an explanation. Before I could reach one, however, my partner spoke. His voice seemed in panic. That's the Overseer, the Emperor's power. But that would mean it meant the Emperor was still alive. More and more rocks began flowing upward, taking their place among the ever-increasing collection gently balanced in the air. 9, we need to move. I continued to sit there, absolutely dumbfounded. Bree grabbed my hand and we set off at a sprint. We were able to cover a good amount of distance before we heard what sounded like a massive explosion behind us. We turned to see boulders and rocks of all sizes being flung up into the sky, like a volcano erupting before our eyes. To be continued. Yeah, so you'll never get any convenient outcome where a rock just conveniently drops on a strong person's head and they die. No, they'll survive it. No choking on food or anything dumb like that. No, they will survive everything. These guys are still using regular soul dots. Reiner, is that you? What are you doing here? I'm here on business. What else? I heard about what happened in Nordis. About Her Highness and the Arab person being confined in the confrontation of Governor Regnitz too. It really got me fired up. I decided to look into things in case there was any information we could use to build a case against the government. Even a remote town like this isn't free from conscription requisitioning orders. It must be hard on them. Yeah. Unfortunately, stopping the war outright is beyond the Inspectorate's purview. But if we can expose the government's unlawful activities, that may help. We could disrupt their schedule, perhaps even change the course of the war in some small way. Rest assured, I'll be doing everything in my power. Thank you, we really appreciate any help you can give us. Hey, don't sweat it, Marquis. We're all working toward the same goal, right? I'm sure our paths are connected, so let's do our best, together. Of course. Even at Brionia Island, you say? I don't like the sound of this. There's no trace of such a sudden change in the ecosystem, even in the records from 50 years back. But why now? Did Kenneth know why this was happening? Did it have something to do with why he disappeared? We still have no idea whether he's alive or dead. And yet you still haven't given up on him. You must care about Kenneth very much. What? You've got it all wrong. Kenneth and I are, you know, just fishing buddies. Methinks the lady don't protest too much. Looks like my hunch was right in the mark. Miss Annabelle. Yes? I deeply regret my earlier actions. I was doing you a disservice. You may consider your engagement to my son William null and void. If your family objects, I'll smooth things out with them. I would much prefer for you to follow your heart in regard to Kenneth. Thank you. What's going on? I've never even told Kenneth how I feel, but now his father knows? Someday Annabelle's life will calm down a little, but that day is not today. Were you looking for Tatiana and Kairi? They left a while ago. Given everything they're going through, I couldn't well stop them. At least I was able to send them off with lunchboxes I packed to the gills. I sure hope they're doing alright. I've seen Kairi in Saint-Arkh, but what about Tatiana? As if the subsidy scam weren't enough, supplies have started getting really scarce. We're still managing to get by though. With weaving supplies so limited, you gotta be quick or I'll sell out. I pounce on what I need like a tiger. Gaha! Master Gellert, you told me everything I know. I won't ever forget what you've done for me. Stop acting like this is the last time I'll see you. You were drafted, not sentenced to death. You'll go to this war, fighting it, and then you'll come back. But there's a chance I won't make it back, you know? I could get hit by a stray bullet or caught in an explosion, you know, like normal people deaths. Honestly, I've given my dreams of becoming a full-fledged artisan. Yeah, you don't have plot armor like our people, probably. Then again, a lot of people survived the previous war, other than maybe Otto, so maybe you still have a chance. Stop it right now. Who are you? I don't recognize my ambitious apprentice in you at all. You'll come back, do you hear me? And if you make me cry, I will officially disavow you as an apprentice. I promise I'll be back. I think I'd have to send off my dear apprentice. This must be what it means for something to be heart-wrenching. How will I tell my wife what's happened when she returns home? I got my draft card yesterday. I've just started making a name for myself as an artisan, and now I have to leave. There's so much I want to learn from Master Gellert. Once this war is over, I'll be back to finish my apprenticeship. I actually got a little dialogue about Al in here. The contractor who returned from a delivery to Dreknor Fortress was complaining earlier. The young officer was screaming at him that receiving a draft card was a great honor. I understand what the officer was trying to say, but I didn't think it was being too extreme. He needs to understand that we're civilians. We've never needed to have the resolve to put our lives on the line like this. You shouldn't let us together with soldiers who routinely lay their lives down for the country. A young officer, that has to be Alan. He's a member of the well-known Elite 4th Division. To think the curse could even overpower his mental fortitude. We have to do something, and soon. Kaiser Dice, what were you thinking? I'm glad you're back to your docile self after that. But there's still something on your mind, isn't there? Something doesn't feel quite right. The draft truly doesn't discriminate. To think even you'd get a card. It's incredibly frustrating that we're losing a trainer as skilled as yourself. Right, it's not as if an old drunkard like me will be of any help on the battlefield. Guess all I can really do is do my part and look out forward to the races after the war. Ugh. Anyway, let's get down to business. The incident when Kaiser Dice went crazy has gotten me thinking. Right now, what he and his writer need is a place to relax and deepen their bond together. I was thinking of taking them to the Nord Highlands. Maybe then they could get some training in. Nord, eh? I think it's a fine idea, but there are soldiers crawling all over the place. Just getting there, there's going to be tough in times like these. I may be able to help with that. Luckily for us, I have some soldier friends at Zender Gate. I should be able to put in a good word. Will you really? This is how it should be. I leave the rest to you, Nines. Rex, I didn't know you were in Saint-Arkh. Hey, newsbreak, and I'm there. News breaks and I'm there, and the Imperial Defense Forces withdrawal is big news. There's also been movement in Eastern Erebonia, but Fidelio's taking point in photography there. Haven't heard Fidelio's name in a while. He was the head of the photography club, right? I heard he joined the Chronicle the year before you did. Pretty amazing that you both became photojournalists. Right, Fidelia's been working with Norton and getting some amazing shots. Or at least he was until Norton started acting all weird. They split up after that. You think that might be the Great Twilight? If reporters are being affected, it could spread misinformation throughout Zemuria. Honestly, it's not just Norton who's acting weird. Tons of journalists are just off lately. Hell, even the atmosphere in the office keeps getting more and more wrong. That's why I'm out here hitting the streets all over the Empire looking for something that'll bust this story wide open. This is a crucial moment for us journalists. One way or another, things are never going to be the same. Wow. Things sound pretty rough right now, but we'll be wishing you luck. Let us know if there's anything we can help you do to help out. Thanks, and right back at you. Okay, Hotel Augusta. Here and here. Lady Rimabella. What am I going to do, my precious children? Instructor, you didn't think? Yeah, it looks like she's the one who placed that semi-required request with the guild. It said she wanted someone from Crosswell to hear her out, right? In that case, if you choose to listen to this old woman, you'll not be able to remove Juna from your party for some time. Listen. Excuse me, but Juna asked about the request from the guild. Oh yes, that's me. I put in that request without hoping for much, but maybe this is Adios' guidance, Are you also from Crossbell? Yep, I'm here for the moment. Does that mean you're from Crossbell too? Oh yes, I live in the residential district. This is just wonderful. I was so discouraged, being alone so far from home. I can't just go home without the children. Children? This isn't the order that you lost something precious? Yes, they're very precious. Have you heard of Rosenburg dolls? Yes, of course we have. They were created by a master craftsman of unparalleled skill in the workshop in Crossbell. As such, they're worth tens of thousands of mira, aren't they? Wow, I've never heard of them. Whoa, you know a lot about them, Musse. I've only ever seen them in store windows. They can actually range from tens of thousands to even millions of mira. In these modern times, they most certainly are. My late husband and I adored children, but had none of our own. We ended up welcoming those three into our home instead. I brought them with me on my trips so I wouldn't be lonely. But, oh. Ma'am, are you okay? Please calm down. I guess that's her beloved children have gone missing. I don't believe they were merely misplaced. This was left on the table the morning following their initial disappearance. Oh. Ah, so that's what happened. I heard about this from someone in the special support section. That's right, Phantom Thief B. This is the same card who's left at all the crimes that he's committed across the continent. May I take a look? Of course, I have no idea what happened. I've taken custody of your 3 children. You ought to start by relying on the guild. The location of the first, in the old town, there are a pair of close siblings. Check the top floor of their dwelling. This is one of his riddles. It's him for sure. It's as the rumors say. We need to investigate quickly. Can we take this card? Of course, just please help me. I want Irish, Shauna, and Kanan back home safe and sound. Didn't Phantom Thief B help you in Crossbell? Yeah, but you might have just been going along with that Ren kid's decisions.
Think of my assistants as my grand return to the stage I was so rudely forced off of. As well as a gift in memory of my most worthy rival, the debaucherous prince.
But I think he was being sincere. Indeed, I've heard a little about his personality from Vita. This modus operandi doesn't fit with that. I agree. The old Class 7 went up against him several times when we were still students. But I don't remember him ever doing something as awful as stealing what's essentially an old lady's only family. Either way, this is totally a written challenge for all of us. We're just going to have to go along with it for now. But a crime's a crime. Justice will be served. The location of the first. In the old town, there are a pair of close siblings. Check the top floor of their dwelling. Old town, close siblings. I can think of a few candidates. It's probably safe to exclude the eastern half of the Empire and Crossbell. If there are any places nearby that match the description, we should go take a look. Okay. Rosenburg Roundup. Upstairs? This trunk feels so out of place. Yes, I agree. A black leather trunk with gold roses. Instructor, is it possible? Right, we should ask Tilia if we can check it out. It might be a good idea to call her brother Kai in as well. Yeah. Oh, look, it's so cute. That's quite an exquisite doll, isn't it? Well, you know, is this the one we're looking for? Definitely. I might have only seen them in stores, but I know a Rosenburg doll when I see one. Oh, and the name on the tag's Char. That's not what we heard earlier, is it? Seems we have the next note, too. The whereabouts of the second. The road to a village that vanished from the map. Explore the Garden of Consolation. Hamel, really? Isn't this? This has to be the Phantom Thief Beast card. Kai, Tilia, I need to apologize for getting you caught up in all this. It's okay. Though it's a little unnerving to find out someone put this here. Especially considering Tilia was here by herself. What if something had happened? I'm just fine, Kai. Stop worrying. The doll's pretty cute, though it looks kind of sad, doesn't it? The owner must miss it. Please make sure you give it back to them, okay? You got it. I suppose we'll take custody of this trunk and all. I don't get what he was thinking, leaving it in there. Agreed, it does seem a poor choice. But about the next card. So the client... Why did the client get the name wrong? The whereabouts of the second. A road to a village that vanished from the map. Explore a Garden of Consolation. There's a couple of places I can think of from that. The main point is the village that vanished from the map. It can't be this place. The road and Garden of Consolation must be hints. Okay, let's get looking. The first Rosenburg doll, Char. Looks like we can still visit Lobe's grave. 34 residents of Hamel fell victim to a terrible tragedy. May they rest in peace. The sword is stuck in the ground in front of the memorial. There it is. So it was on the road to Hamel after all. A village that vanished from the map in the Garden of Consolation. Yeah, it's a shame how the lilies are being swallowed up by all the black paroma grass, though. Anyway, let's check the inside of the case. Is this a boy, or perhaps a boyish girl? The text says its name is Kanan. Wait, doesn't that spell differently from what the old lady said? How? It's got one of those cards. This should be the last one. The location of the third. The depths of the beginnings in the shadows of the flames trial. Even... What? The bar was really raised for this one. No ideas right off the bat, huh? Give me a minute. I might be able to think of something. Thanks, Juna. Never thought they'd actually hide in Hamel. Yes, especially when one considers what happened here before. This is it. We're going to find the last doll and teach whoever stole them a lesson. Again, the different name. Yup. Is this being logged in here? Okay, if I touch this, I can change which phase I'm in. I wish I knew that earlier. It would have made Eiyuu material farming a little easier. Okay, there it is.
Let's rest here.
So it was here after all. I see. So the shadows of the flames trial. This labyrinth was built by a witch descended from the pin of fire. And as for the depths of the beginnings, this was where you were trained by Roselia, isn't that right? Yeah, it was me, Ali, Kurt, and Randy on our team. But this labyrinth's usually guarded by the witches, right? We must have taken a fair amount of skill and audacity to force our way in here. This should be the last one. Let's see what's inside. Oh, this one's quite pretty, actually. The name on the tag says Alice. So we have Alice, Cannon, and Char. Some of those names sound a little familiar. Come to think of it, those names don't match up with what Lady Rimabella told us. Yeah, I noticed that too. I see. I think we've been taken for a ride. Huh? Everyone, watch out! What's going on? Careful, those dolls are dangerous. They're being controlled with magic, and they're not here to play around. Roger.
Now, bring it on! Let's go!
Okay. Blast Force.
I'm up!
How much does that do to them?
It's my turn now.
Well, guess who also has been a Tauros? I also gave her Dragon Vision so that when she kills them, I should be able to get a full scan.
Okay, here I go. Take this and this. Orbital energy charging. 40%, 80%. I'm just getting started. 120%. Omega Impulse. Fire!
Yep, triple scouter.
Yay!
Oh my, seems you found them all. Wait, what? Just as I thought. There's my Alice, Char, and Kanan. I'm so relieved to have them back safe and sound. How should I pay you back? How about you spare us the theatrics? My initial suspicion was that you were the Phantom Thief, but you're definitely not a man in disguise. Who are you really? Huh? The possibilities are limited. Well, what do you know? Didn't expect I'd meet a celebrity like you in a place like this. Rimabella is an anagram of your real name, isn't it? Or am I mistaken, Maria Bell? Oh.
Allow me to properly introduce myself. I am the third Anguis of Ouroboros, Maribel Croix.
And these Rosenburg dolls are part of my treasured collection. It's a pleasure to meet you all. So you're the same rank within Ouroboros as Vita. Your father was president during Crossbell's brief independence. What's an insurgent who allied herself with my foolish uncle during the Civil War doing here? My, how my reputation precedes me. I must say, I've been intending to meet you, Lady Mildine. I've heard much about you, like how Osborne sees you as a threat, and even the Witch of the Abyss holds you in high regard. Such a vivacious girl, one who doesn't let anyone walk over her. I like that. Consider me just so flattered. What do you want from us? We got you your dolls, just like you requested. And you said you're Lynx, so that should be the end of things. Give us our money. This mission was just a setup for you to toy with us, wasn't it? You were testing our strength, I presume, but enough. Time for you to leave. I'm not welcome? How upsetting to hear you did enjoy my little prank. I'll take my leave then. May we meet again sometime. Wait just a second. Oh? Maribel Croix. The daughter of the arrested former President Croix. Why would you, the woman who betrayed Ellie and the others? No, the woman who betrayed all of Crossbell. Why would you rope me into some stupid little game like this? You specifically requested someone from Crossbell, so it's obvious you wanted me to be a part of this. Hello, Una Crawford. Ellie told me a bit about you. The Special Support Section is counting on you to join their ranks one day. You were devastated when you learned about the situation in Crossbell 3 months ago. Quite the patriot now, aren't you? Then there you were your confrontations with my colleague Campanella. It sparked my curiosity and I wanted to size you up. As it happens, you turn out to be just an ordinary girl. There's nothing remarkable about you. You have plenty of enthusiasm, but that's all there is to say. Grr. You know, don't let her words get to you. She's only saying that to provoke you. Huh? Say what you will about Yuna, but for as normal as she may be, you prove to be anything but. Yuna's fiercely loyal to Crossbell, and despite her initial resentment, has come to care about Erebonia as well. Meanwhile, you seek nothing but chaos and destruction, and are about as blind to reason as they come. You are her exact opposite. Oh. My, those words were aimed to hurt, weren't they? I suppose we are opposites. I did abandon that hopeless Crossbell after all. And when someone catches my eye, I can't help but get this urge to bully them. Although she's not quite my type, to tell you the truth. Erg. Hold it, just when blazes is going on here? Why, hello there, Miss Rimabella. Roselia, and isn't that... Oh, it most certainly is. Well, well, what an unexpected pleasure to meet you in person, Crimson Witch. May I compliment you on this cleverly designed labyrinth? Remarkable dimensional layering. Don't be so cheeky, you've got a lot of nerve coming in uninvited through a loophole in my barrier. So you're the alchemist who's driven out Vita and joined forces with Osborne. How's your Ars Magna research going? Are you getting close to mastering the technique? Oh, I wish. Unfortunately, such things take time. And Bleublanc, my apologies for impersonating you. If it was anyone but you, my dear, I have a fittingly cruel revenge prepared. We simply never learned, so let's just say you'll owe me a favor for misusing my name. Fine, I can agree to that. Well, I better be on my way now. I'll be looking forward to our next meeting. Then it turns out that Bleublanc stole the other dolls or something. Girl, I can't sense where she went off to. I suppose it must be difficult to accept that Magus could possibly possess talents to rival the Witch of the Abyss herself. Erg. What the hell's her problem? She's even more scummy than the rumors say. She makes a lasting impression, doesn't she? With both her unbearable personality and incredible abilities. Let's look on the bright side. She may have toyed with us, but we've learned something about her in the process. About you. You're not the man some make you out to be, after all. Huh.
I trust you've been well, Schwarzer. I am delighted to see you returned safely. I have no intention of becoming your ally in the foreseeable future, but nor will I be your enemy. I certainly hope you understand.
Okay, you stay out of our business and we stay out of yours. Is that the deal? By the way, you helped my students in Crossbell. Thank you for that. Instructor. I did that purely on the whim. Well, I'll be going. I appreciate you stepping in to uphold my good name. She has some nerve, contacting me through Vita out of the blue and requesting I take him here at once. That implies he'd have a hard time getting in here without help, unlike Rimabella, huh? I'm 800 years old, you know. I'd like to be treated with more decorum and respect. The group spent some time placating a crabby Roselia, and then they stopped off at Aaron before returning to the Merkaba. Yuna left the mandatory party, waterfall obtained. Someone's calling, looks like it's from the Merkaba.
Oh, Rean! How's it going on your end?
We just wrapped up. Is that excitement I hear in your voice? Did something happen? Well, I got some new info in. About Leeves in the branch campus. Huh? That's great news. We'll see you on the Merkaba soon then. Okay, see you in a bit. Some progress at last. Yeah, from what I know, the main campus students have come to occupy the branch campus. We may have to get involved, depending on what info Toa has for us. Well then, shall we head back to the ship and have Toa bring us up to speed? Back on the Merkaba, Rean and the others quickly gathered on the bridge. They then proceeded to discuss the new information they'd obtained about Leeves. So it's true then. Professor Schmidt really has gone back to the branch campus. Yeah, our intel seems solid. G. Schmidt, one of the three disciples of Professor C. Epstein, the original inventor of orbit technology. He also served as the branch campus's technical advisor. He helped us out a great deal during the Civil War. I've known him for a while now through my grandfather. Your grandfather was a fellow disciple as well, right, Tita? Right, that's what led me to me coming to Erebonia in the first place. But if he's back at the branch campus, then that must mean he's with the main campus now. Yeah, looks like he's on the main campus's side now, just like Major Michael. Damn, I mean, I knew he wasn't exactly a philanthropist, but still. Professor, why? That's just how the old fart is. Kinda doubt there's any bad blood behind it. Yeah, yes, he was likely more drawn in by the research opportunity than anything else. But more importantly are those sent to Leeves alongside the professor. A member of the Epstein Foundation, and a relative of the Ashen Chevaliers. A relative, only one possibility comes to mind concerning the circumstances. And that Foundation member, you think it might be Tio? Both seem more than likely, though we can't say for sure just yet. The only way to find out is for certain is to do so ourselves. It's gonna be a lot harder to sneak through this time around. Still, there's gotta be a way in somewhere. We'll find it, just as Class 7 always does. Let's get to finding that route then. Where do we start? I believe the key to our success lies with us. Right, there's no one here better suited to infiltrating the branch campus than us. Those main campus chuckleheads made their bed. It's up to us to knock them into it. We can do it, Juna, instructor Rean. You're darn right we can. Thank you, everyone. That's gonna really limit my party. I want to help out too. I have to find out what the professor's intentions are. Tita. Huh, I guess there ain't gonna be much room for extras this round. Maybe not, but I'm a part of this branch campus too. I have to back them up however possible. Oh, I know, I can try to get in contact with Randy. Well, this main campus graduate ain't just sitting around. I'll give him all the support I can too. Rean's not the only one who wants to see Elise. Plus, I'd love to put a face to this TO I keep hearing about. Okay, it sounds to me how irritatingly positive all of you managed to be. Just business as usual around here. Let's start figuring out our route right away. Let me know when you finish your preparations. Speak to Rosine when you're ready. This way leads to the West Languedoc Canyon, where Celestin's request said he'd be waiting for us. Based on witness reports of the area, it sounds like we may see some Jaegers out on the road too. Right, we should exercise utmost caution. The young ladies and gentlemen from Forest, welcome. Celestin.
It is truly a relief to see you all again. Though the circumstances may not be ideal, I'm nevertheless relieved to know you've returned to us safe and sound.
It's good to see you too, Celestin. I wish we had the time to catch up, but I'm guessing you'll want us to get started on your request right away. You said it was an emergency, right? Indeed, and that is the main reason I summoned you here. This morning, an airship left Roer, bound for Ortis, but it never arrived and hasn't been seen since. A whole airship went missing. This is serious, we can't afford to ignore it. Why did you reach out to us specifically, though? It's as you surmise, two personages of utmost importance were on board that ship. Marquis High Arms and Count Egret. I see. They were probably using the trip to discuss something sensitive. In that case, the person behind the hijacking likely has had some kind of connection to the government. Precisely, that was our reading of the situation as well. We suspect that it may be the Imperial Defense Force or the Jaegers behind this, or perhaps even Ouroboros. I doubt we'll be able to resolve this peacefully, but we'll have to do something about it all the same. We owe that much to you and Patrick. Then there's Musse's grandfather. Yeah, you said it. As a bracer, I can't overlook anything that will put ordinary citizens in danger. Instructor Rean, everyone. Thank you. I'm truly grateful for your help. Salson, do you have any leads on where the airship is being kept? As a matter of fact, we have a contact who's pointing us in the right direction. It seems it's somewhere in Rock Patio. Rock Patio? Way out there? A contact, how interesting. A high-speed Ouroboros cruiser has also been sighted in the area. Getting to the airship without being spotted will be difficult. Yeah, that does sound tricky. What do you think, Musse? Maybe we could create a distraction while we get in. Let's get in touch with Gaius and see if he'll let us use the Merkaba. Sounds like a good strategy to me. Okay, get ready to move out, everybody. I beg of you, please rescue them and bring this incident to a close. We will. Rean the Urs went over the strategy again before parting with Celestin. They return to Raquel and prepare to head out. Airship Marquis, Hiram's, and Count Egret is hidden on Rock Patio. Shall we begin the rescue operation? Okay, you won't be able to leave for a while. Head to airship. Languedoc Canyon Road. Okay, time to get started. As far as we know, everything's going fine on Salson's end. Yeah, he and his contact are standing by. I don't think we need to worry about those two. Right, they can take care of themselves. Go ahead, Rosine, we're all ready. Understood. Temporarily deactivating noise suppression and camouflage. Once the Ouroboros cruiser notices us, we'll lead them as far away from the Rock Patio as we can. The rest is up to you. Thank you, and take care. Time for the main event. Our goal is the interior of Rock Patio. Everyone keep it together. Let's do this. You have to scan everything here, huh?
All right.
It's my turn! Yeah!
Now's our chance.
A spiritual presence is emanating from this chest. Musse, Juna, Laura, and Sara.
A worthy opponent.
That's a big one.
There it is! Here's our chance! An opening!
I'm going!
Magnum Dong. Yes, this was kind of infamous for its naming.
Shot!
Art celebration.
It's my turn!
Frozen Epoch.
Arcus, activate!
It's my turn!
Shining as well.
Arcus, activate!
There it is! Now! An opening!
I got this.
Where is my bow scope? Magnum Dong. There's what's the description? Headbutting is its go-to move. It keeps at it, one mighty thrust followed by another as it builds up its power. Yes, the localization team definitely knew what they were doing. Let's see you try to get hard when it's so cold, huh? All stats down. It's gone flaccid.
My turn.
Okay, we got some buffs here and there. Lion's Rush, let's put it like right around here.
Right!
Strength down again.
Yeah.
True Searing Flush.
This one's on the house.
Now! An opening!
All right!
The fact that this is an all-woman party makes it even better, huh? Okay, anything else I might want to do? Quick start everyone, maybe?
Time barrier! Break!
I'm going!
Let's just reapply it for even more ATS.
Yes!
Okay. Where are you weak against, actually? Resistant to water. I guess I'll just use Galleon Fort.
It's my turn. Blah!
Searing Bolt.
I got this.
My turn.
Broken.
Here I go. Ha! Wide open. This one's mine.
Young and talented. Must be nice.
You could still pass for a student yourself.
Everyone levels up. Scent obtained.
Little.
Yeah, the coincidences are pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, I did it.
Woohoo! I must continue to train.
Art Celebration became Etheric Arts. Okay, good. They don't respawn near me. There's a giant scorpion there. That scares me. Fresh egg, fresh milk, and mature cheese. U material times 5.
Oh, a treasure chest?
Speed breaker free. It's being guarded, just like we fought. Yeah, they must be the Jaegers hired by the Imperial Defense Force. Their weapons look more like the ones Nihon uses. A call. Who's it from? It must be from the contact. It must be the contact. Who else would call at a time like this? Greetings, Lady Musse. Celestin and I are in place, though it's a little ahead of schedule. Security is considerably later at the back. Hey, looks like this is our chance. You sure got into position fast, Setsuna. I knew Celestin had skills, but you're no slouch either. Are all servants like this? Hey, it must be all in a day's work. Alright, we're going to move out onto our own division. A diversion. Follow the plan and everything should be fine. We're counting on you to get Grandfather and the others out safe. Of course, my lady, you can depend on us. Do take care of yourselves. Try not to take any unnecessary risks. Everything looks good so far. Time for us to take the stage. What? Intruders? Are they from that airship we spotted? How'd they get here so fast? Sorry, but we're not here to chat.
Let's do this.
Free targets.
There!
They're mine!
You're finished!
I failed.
Damn good show you put on.
Who, me? I've still got a lot to learn.
That's the Action Chevalier. Wait, all of you are from Forest. What are you doing here? These guys are professionals, so get over the shock quickly. I say we only have about 10 minutes before we lose the advantage. Yes, that sounds about right. Everybody neutralize them as fast as you can. We have to keep moving. Got it. More scorpions. Okay, there's a trial chest here, but I don't think I have the right characters yet.
Ready.
Crow and Angelica. I don't think it's possible to bring to be able to open both chests in one sitting. So hopefully they'll still let me go back here after finishing the mission. Bunch of Sepith.
Jackpot!
Stealth boots. There's a little bit of an evasion bonus. It's actually buried in the holy boots in every way possible. Got a bunch of ingredients. Okay, there's a blockade up ahead. These are Northern Jaegers. I can't believe we're reduced to taking jobs like this. Hey, what are we supposed to do? They're holding our home completely hostage. Nidhogg's in the same boat from what I hear. Yeah, apparently they've got dirt on them from stuff they've done in the past. They don't strike me as the type that cause collateral damage, but you can never tell for sure. I'm not trying to point fingers, but I figure anyone who tries to stand up to the Empire at this point gets whatever's coming to them. Hey, where you guys come from? Too slow.
Purple lightning, ready for battle.
It's down!
This one's mine.
I failed. Quick as a flash. That's our instructor.
I've still got some spark in me yet.
Ugh, battle sign of all people. I guess we got what we deserved after all. Did you hear what they were talking about? Sounds like they were cooperating with the state under duress. Don't let that fool you though, we still need to fight them with everything we've got. That's the way it's gotta be, I guess. But we can worry about them later. We should concentrate on the task at hand for now. Yeah, we're almost there. Let's keep moving. Right.
Oh, I found some treasure!
Stealth Vest. How does that compare to Holy Vest? Or Holy Robe? Pretty much better in every way possible. Maybe we'll get next chapter in the stores. A little before Rean and the others appeared on the scene. What's all this about? You men have no right to... Shut up, just answer the question. We're on a mission to find dissidents unpatriotic enough as to oppose the war. This is all covered by the National Mobilization Law. I assume you don't find that a problem, right? Of course not, we wouldn't dream of it. Right, I'm all for it. I even donated to the war effort. Mommy, I'm scared. Don't worry, dear. Everything's just fine. I'm here to protect you. Hey, come on now. Don't cry. How did it end up like this? Hijacking the airship should have been an absolute breeze. This job is just circling the train. I'm starting to regret our contract with the IDF more and more by the minute. I mean, alright everyone. Settle down now. Cooperate fully and you'll walk away unscathed. Next. Look who it is. We really hit the jackpot this time. I had a feeling you'd be on the ship. Just goes to show you should always trust your instincts. Count Egret, so this is all about us. I should have known. Seems we ended up involving the regular citizenry after all, your lordship. You mustn't blame yourself. The terrorist attack on the Courageous was but a month ago. Who could suspect the government would resort to the same tactics so soon? Our only mistake was assuming our foes would have even the slightest shred of decency. Alright, that's enough. I won't allow any further insults out of you. Need I remind you you're in no position to lecture us on manners? No need to get so flustered, young man. If your employers have business with us, I prefer we could get over with sooner rather than later. Such confidence you've got in you. It's no wonder you were Duke Cayenne's right-hand man for so long. But don't go thinking your history will get you any special considerations. You're suspected of conspiring against the war effort. Now, are you going to come quietly, or... Erg. Huh? What just happened? Wait, where are we linking? Plotting against the government is an act of high treason. A mere arrest and investigation is too good for the likes of you. Anyone who stands against Arabonia should die here and now. Could this be? The curse of the Empire? Oh, hey, wait a minute. I don't know all the details here, but mind you, but these men are high nobility. You can't just... Shut up, don't get in our way. Let this be an example to you all. The Arabonian Empire is justice itself. Anyone who dare oppose it will be purged. We won't back down from doing what needs to be done. Take your first look at the New World Order. Sounds like someone blocked it. Now, before it's too late. Where's Military Academy? You're not getting through here. I saw it on my pride as a Jaeger. That's a lot of people. Seriously, why do they always get the first turn?
Yeah!
Nope. Let's get him!
An opening! Not on my watch!
There it is! Now!
I've got
It's my turn!
Wow. That's already looking pretty bad.
It's my turn!
Shining. Everyone.
Yes!
They'll nuke you all with a giant spell.
There!
I failed!
Wow, we actually got most of them.
Let's go!
Okay. Gale.
Right!
It's my turn! Second form, It's down!
They're mine!
Damn you! I failed!
I got this.
Damn you!
Suppression complete. Good work, everyone.
You dare defy us? No one opposes the Empire. No one, no one. What the? They're being taken over by the curse. Throw down your arms and surrender. Surrender or will kill every man, woman, and child right here and now. That simply won't do. Gah. Excellently done, Slawson, Setsuna. You gotta love when a plan comes together. Are the other guards taken care of? Indeed, we ran into some enhanced Jaegers, but they have all been restrained. My gratitude to you all goes beyond words. We never could have gotten this far on our own. So these two are the only ones left, yes? Hold on, what are you even doing here? How could you possibly have gotten in? Regimental Commander, I must advise that we don't take this group lightly. This wouldn't even be a problem if I only had my ace up my sleeve. Consider yourself lucky this time, immensely lucky. Men, let's get out of here! Wait, Regimental Commander! Was that guy with Ouroboros? Oh well, he's gone now. Moving past that, you quite helped us overcome this little crisis. This is Rean's first time meeting Gilbert. So of course he wouldn't expect a weenie like him to be Ouroboros.
But all the same, it's still good to see you in person. Many thanks to you all, including Lady Mildine, of course. You saved not only us, but the rest of the passengers as well.
It was our pleasure, your lordship. I haven't seen you since the Imperial Provincial Council. I didn't expect I'd get to meet both you and my grandfather together. Yes, we had a little matter that needed discussion, but as you can see, things got rather out of hand. Come, Celestin, don't look so glum. We're all fine here. Sir, none of this would have happened if I had been more prepared. The fault is entirely mine. My dear fellow, you've more than made up for it by saving our skins. If that's not enough for you, maybe you'd like to join my little wager. I'm sure it would assuage any guilt you might still feel. You're too kind, your lordship. You certainly have some loyal retainers, Marquis. Count Egret. For those of you who don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. I am Fyodor Egret, Musse's grandfather. You have my utmost gratitude for rescuing us. I was convinced my spirit would be flowing into Eidios' arms before the day was out. Oh, grandfather, you're always so dramatic. I hear you've been traveling around the continent and leaving Setsuna and grandmother all alone. I advised against traveling without an entourage, but his lordship was adamant. I hope you've learned your lesson, master. Just think of the stress you've caused your wife and Lady Musse. Yes, you certainly make a good point. You're all safe, that's what counts. Your name was Spawn back there, Musse. Why, thank you. It was the spur of the moment, so I must admit I was a little nervous. I hardly agree. Getting to see my dear granddaughter in action was an unexpected silver lining. We must be grateful that Maris didn't turn out any worse than this, I suppose. Allow me to thank you all once more. Is it really over? Are we safe now? That's right, you can relax, I promise. Well, everyone, if you wouldn't mind stepping this way. Oh, we've really made it through. Make it Eidios. I can't tell you enough how grateful I am to you all. I owe you all my life. Now, the real problem is what to do next. Perhaps we can be of some assistance. Major Claire. We got here as soon as we heard what was going on. This contingent of the Imperial Defense Force has been acting without any kind of consent from their superiors. You can leave their cleanup to us. That's a big help, thank you. We're just doing our job. I should be the one thanking you. If you hadn't intervened, we may have had civilian casualties on our hands. But you'll be taking us in for questioning all the same. Am I wrong, Major Claire? Innocent people got involved in this because of us. They're still escaping that. Though my dear granddaughter seems to be used to dangerous situations at this point. What do we do now? Major Claire. This incident has been resolved and the guilty parties apprehended. As far as I'm concerned, there's no need to investigate further. I'd like to thank you all for your assistance in this matter. If you need transportation, you can take the RMP train as far as Raquel. Thank you, Major. Just so we're clear, these two are with us. We'll see to it personally that they get on their way safely. Of course, that's only fair. The Society ship has already escaped, but we'll be getting a troop carrier here to secure the airspace in 15 minutes or so. I recommend you make yourself scarce before it arrives. Farewell. She was ready to come in guns blazing to prevent casualties. Not the most elegant of approaches, I've gotta say. I'm a little worried about her. What if we had skipped this quest? She probably would have resolved it somehow, right? Yeah, me too, but we gotta set that aside for now. But what if we skipped the Rimabella quest? Would she just... I guess she would just grab her dolls by herself and get... after getting bored eventually, right? We can't waste this time she's given us. Let's get going. Right. The mission to rescue the passengers of the hijacked airship was brought to a successful close. And pretty much everyone from Rean's ear is there watching from above. After handing the scene over to the railway military police, Rean the air is returned to Raquel. I've got to say, I had my doubts for a minute there, but they pulled it off just fine as always. Yeah, we didn't need to get involved at all. It's so much fun to see the gang back in action together again. I assume you'll be making your way now. I was really expecting Patrick to show up, considering it's his father who was in danger. I'm afraid so. I still have some matters to take care of here. and I better get back to my wife. I've caused her quite enough grief already. I would appreciate it if you stayed put this time, grandfather. We prepared the villa to be a safe place for you two for a reason. Right, that reminds me, you mentioned being here on some sort of business, didn't you? Oh, pay it no mind. We're simply trying to do what we feel is right, that is all. You should do the same. It's your duty as proud members of the forest, wouldn't you say? That way, you may be able to save countless lives. We will. And you may leave these two to us. Setsuna and I have taken care of all the arrangements for them. I hope we all meet again soon. Take care, Setsuna. Say hi to the grandmother for me. Evergreen obtained. Force unity rating increased.
Okay. Yay! You're
Rank up.
Here's a gift.
Domination, yes.
Thanks, everyone. Great job. See you later, Rean.
Okay, spiritual presence. Open sesame.
Gonna have to step up our game for this one. Moving out.
Wow. This looks pretty bad, actually. No, where is my battle scope?
Sucker!
It's my turn.
Cut him
Let's do
Let's
it.
see, do I have any good strength boosting things? No, let's look for M size. Okay, Rich Berry Shake.
There. Oh, that's not bad.
Let's just get them all in one shot.
Coming at you full force. You ready for this? Dragon kick.
They survived! Unbelievable. Even though I used the domination course, I should have added a lone blade. That would have gotten me all the way. Dang it. Okay. I can still salvage this.
Time to kick things up a notch. Moving out.
Shoot. Quick burst, Nemesis bullet will get most of them. Summon Ordine.
Judgment time. Eat this. My turn.
Okay, attack.
You messed with the wrong guy. That's how it's done.
She broke all of them, we got a ton of quartz for that. Chaos Raven has been upgraded to Chaos Storm. Thanks for tuning into this Let's Play of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.